following commercial is a production of WDDK-FM, Dock 103.9, Greensboro, Georgia.
Business office, right? If you put yourself in a position where you're going to buy a car, we talked about this just briefly last. Consumers that are listening right now, do you think that when they make a decision to buy a car that they feel relaxed and now the hard part's over, or do you think they're still scared and apprehensive?
Yeah. Louie,
what do you think?
I think they're very scared to walk in the business office, and a lot of times I think people, they get the deal done with the salesperson, and they think, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I told you I'd pay this much. Give me the keys. We'll get out of here.
Right.
But no, hold on. Sit down.
We got to go through the deal.
We got something else.
Well, listen, I hope all that's listening can appreciate I think I shared last week how rude I can be. Of course, my wife reminds me about being at a rental car place. I cut him off at every corner, and he's just doing his job. But really, in the car dealership, when you get to the business office, their legal responsibility is to offer 100% of the products 100% of the time. Now, what does that mean? It means basically whatever we choose to offer, we cannot discriminate and offer a warranty to Chip and to Susie and to Linda, but then leave Charlie and Chuck out. You every time. And you have to have documentation in the file that shows a declination. The good thing about what is presented in the business office is you have a choice. That if you choose to decline, you have the moment where the business manager will say, I decline all options. Or I decline 2 options, or whatever the case may be, because there's got to be some kind of documentation in there that, God forbid, something were to happen. You turn down gap insurance, and you totaled your car 3 days later.
Yep. And
all of a sudden, Geico says you got a $20,000 car is what your check's going to be worth, and you owe Bank of America $24,500. And now you're like going, wait a minute, what about this $4,500 difference? And, you've got to pay that difference. If we don't have anything signed up saying, hey, you declined the gap insurance, you know what? You know, this is America. You could sue anybody for any reason. And so we have to protect ourselves. That's why when you go into the business office, we are steadfast saying, listen, I can appreciate you may not want to hear everything. Please allow me just to go through it. Yep. Decline what you want to decline. No big deal. We'll sign off that you decline and move on. So it's very important that you realize that. You got that, right, Chip?
Yeah, I do, Louie. And, we're not going to get off on this tangent, but whatever happened to just kind of taking personal responsibility if you knew you didn't take the gap insurance and you owe Bank of America $4,000, how about just saying, I'll just have
I wish that was the case.
I'll just have to pay it.
Listen, let's just call it like it is. I think we all know McDonald's serves hot coffee, okay? However, again, if you dumb it down to that level, they serve hot coffee. Yeah, Yet again, you still can be sued. So you just have to and I agree with you, this not taking responsibility for decisions we make in life is one of the worst things. And again, you and I are going to do some things with some kids over in Greene County, at the end of the month of just telling them about, our vocation and automotive and so on and so forth. And that's one of the things that you got to share with the young people is, what, if you make a choice to do something, that's you own that baby.
Just live it.
You got to live. That's it. So as we're talking about the business office, we're talking about the products that are available. We mentioned last week, quick recap, what's available. And mind you, there are several other things available, but you have extended service contracts, gap insurance, credit, life, and disability. You have security products like LoJack, etching on the windshield, a product called Data Dots, which is like an etching. You have road hazard, tire and wheel, maintenance packages. Mobile Guardian, which is a navigation device that you can put on the car that tells you where the car's going. By the way, that's actually a good product. We don't actually offer that, Chip. I probably should because there's so many, as you're listening to me now, how many products there are. But that's a pretty cool thing if you have children. You install this on your car, and literally it'll notify the parent or whomever. It doesn't have to be your parents. But you could put this item on the car, and literally where the car's been, how long it's been gone for, how many minutes it was on the road, how fast the average speed was, and if you set it where you want it to actually tap into, if speeds exceed 70 miles an hour, you get a text. So those parents out there with 16, kids are going to hate me. The kids are going to hate me, But anyways,
trucking companies do that a lot now, don't
they? Do they? Well, I don't know.
I've heard that they do, and that way they know that if Joe was in the diner for 2 hours,
there you go. Yeah, same concept. Exactly right. And again, speeding. You see on the back of those trucks, how's my driving, 1-800, how's my driving? Instead of going from the archaic, someone actually making a call, they have these devices that can actually track.
That,
So, anyways, acid rain protection, DuPont paint sealant. I know you guys probably think, yeah. But let me tell you, I'm not a big proponent of selling that stuff, but I'm not against it. And here's what I mean by that. I do think it depends on the market. Case in point, I was in Lithia Springs, Georgia, which was right near Hartsfield Airport in Atlanta. I was there at a Honda dealership for probably 7 or 8 years, Chip, and the acid rain fallout that happened in Honda, not trying to dog out Honda, it's an awesome product, but Honda has very weak paint, and acid rain would eat that paint up. We actually applied all the DuPont type product on all those cars at an expense of nearly $150 just to apply it. And then we offered to customers that they could have the warranty to that to protect them, but we had to apply it just because there was literally 5-6 cars a year where paint that Honda won't cover, because most manufacturers will not cover what they perceive as that maintenance, which is that bird fall, bird droppings or acid rain that tears the paint up. So anyways, so don't be so quick to judge. There's so many products, and I know a lot of you may hear all this stuff and be kind of confused, but don't be so confused and turn down so quickly. Sit there, listen, ask questions, and again, go to theautoschool.com. You can get your research done on what the products cover. And again, you can always email me at lherron@louieherrontoyota.com if you have any concerns or questions regarding product. Chip, I'm going to get into some of the things, how the process goes on. Do we need to take a break?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the process and how it's presented, and actually negotiating in the business office. Now, this is touchy because when I say it, I know you're immediately thinking one thing, but you want to stay tuned and listen to what I'm saying, because it's not like it's product for product negotiable, but I'll explain to you what I mean by what's negotiable in the business office when we come back.
All right, very good, Louie. And, my 2 cents worth about the undercoating and stuff like that, if it was ever explained to me, I might get it.
Sure.
But it used to just be, well, do you want undercoating? Well, how much is it? It's $400. No, I don't want that.
Exactly.
But, if the guy ever took time to say, well, this is what it does, this is why it does it,
really,
it might be worth $400.
Well, real quickly, the law start in the selling business. I don't care if you're selling insurance, cars, real estate, mortgages. Here's the law start, Chip. The bottom line is the lack of professionalism, product knowledge, communication skills to articulate to a customer, and more importantly, the need. In other words, if you're going to sell a product like a paint sealant, and you're not in an area where it's actually going to affect them, don't offer it.
Yeah.
Just don't offer it,
Right.
because really all you're doing is fluffing up commissions and profits for something that may not benefit them.
Right.
And that doesn't make sense to me.
But even if you are in a place where you need it, explain the benefits.
Correct.
Don't just say, do you want to buy it?
Well, there's our next show, salesmanship, professionalism.
Okay. All right. Back with more with Louie Herron from Louie Herron Toyota. It is Super Thursday. Chip Linus, Louie Herron. We've got 11 away from 5 and more of your favorites next on the dot. On Saturday, January 21st, the Plaza Arts Center in Eatonton proudly presents the Harlem